It's Saturday morning, August 14th, 2021. Episode guide. Let's see what number we're on. We're getting up there. 273, episode 273. I have a series of best hitters and pitchers for a certain decade. Started with 1870 to 1879. Just highlighting Hall of Fame baseball players and their stats, their accomplishments. But I'm just looking specifically, who was the best hitter between a certain decade? For example, 1870 to 1879. Who was the best hitter? It came out to be Jim O'Rourke. How about that? I proved it with the stats. 730 hits during that decade. Second was Camp Hansen. He had 691 hits. Who was the best pitcher from 1870 to 1879? Camp Hansen, 252 wins. Whew. Then I did the decade of the 1880 through 1889. Who was the best hitter during that decade? Camp Hansen, 1,518 hits. Who was the best pitcher? Tim Keefe, 291 wins. Then I went to 1899. Who was the best hitter that decade? 1890, 1899. Can you guess? Ed Delante, 1,863 hits. Who was the best pitcher during that decade? Who won the most games during that decade? Kid Nichols, 296 wins. Okay. Then I did 1900 to 1909. Who was the best hitter from 1900 to 1909? Honus Wagner, 1,847 hits. And who was the best pitcher during 1900 to 1909? Christy Masterson, 236 wins. So now I'm doing 1910 to 1919. What a decade for baseball. Who was the best hitter during that decade? 1910. Who got the most hits? Should know. Ty Cobb, 1,948 hits. I'm just going to highlight this decade, 1948 for Cobb. Who was next? Who got the next most hits? Do you know? Between 1910 and 1919, Tris Speaker, 1,821 hits. Then you get some guys who had over 1,500. Zach Wheat, 1,516. All right, let me go back. Ty Cobb, number one in hits, 1,948. He had 828 RBIs, and his highest batting average during the decade, 420. Tris Speaker had 1,821 hits, 718 RBI, and his highest batting average was 386. Zach Wade had 1,516 hits, 636 RBI, 335 was his high. All right. we have another guy in here who got 1,500. Eddie Collins, 1,519 hits, 681 RBI. His high was 365. Okay. Let's see, I've got him here. Another guy, Frank Baker, 1,502 hits, 793 RBI. He had a 404 batting average. How about that? His high. Okay. Harry Hooper, 1,468 hits, 431 RBI, 311. Okay. Let's go down the list here. Max Carey, 1,364 hits, 370 RBI, 362. Sam Crawford, 1,245 hits, 701 RBI, 378 was his high. Nap Lajoie had 1,013 hits, 440 RBI, 383. Honus Wagner had 1,120 hits, 518 RBI, 334 was his high. So let's just go down the list here. How are these guys doing? I'll just list them off here. Dave Bancroft, 583 hits, 157 RBI, 346. Roger Bresnahan, 315 hits, 147 RBI, 333. Frank Chance had 82 hits, 59 RBI, 298. Fred Clark, 241 hits, 112 RBI, 324. Johnny Evers, 758 hits, 235 RBI, 341. Frank Frisch just getting started, 43 hits, 24 RBI, 226 average. Harry Hageman just getting started, 525 hits, 315 RBI, 320. Roger Hornsby is getting started, 620 hits, 266 RBI, 327. George Kelly, 53 hits, 21 RBI, 257. Rabbit Maravale, these are all Hall of Famers, 855 hits, 304 RBI, 330 average. Sam Rice, 426 hits, 160 RBI, 348. Ed Roush, 795 hits, 325 RBI, 341. Babe Ruth is getting started, 202 hits, 224 RBI, 325 average. Ray Schoch, 767 hits, 283 RBI, 286. George Sisler getting started, 779 hits, 281 RBI, 353. George Tinker, 692 hits, 328 RBI, 317. Bobby Wallace, 375 hits, 106 RBI, 278. And Ross Youngs, didn't play much, 304 hits, 69 RBI, 384. So Ty Cobb leads the way, followed by Tris Speaker for that decade. And then some of these other guys, Harry Hooper did pretty good, Eddie Collins did good, and so did Frank Baker. Who was the best pitcher from 1910 through 1919? Who got the most wins? Walter Johnson, 265 wins, 3,425 innings, and 2,219 strikeouts. He was the pitcher of that decade. Who else did well? Pete Alexander, 208 wins, 2,752 innings, 1,539 strikeouts. Next on the list, Rube Marguard, 153 wins, 2,291 innings, 1,220 strikeouts. I'll go down the list here. Chief Bender, 110 wins, 1,465 innings, 776 RBI or strikeout. Mordecai Brown, 109 wins, 1,574 innings, 689 strikeouts. Stan Koviski, 82 wins, 1,148 innings, 423 strikeouts. Red Faber, 82 wins, 1,175 innings, 512 strikeouts. Burleigh Grimes, 34 wins, 690 innings, 287 strikeouts. Christy Masterson finishing up, 137 wins, 1,813 innings, 708 strikeouts. He's just finishing up because he dominated from 1900 to 1909. Herb Pennock, 41 wins, 655 innings, 324 strikeouts. Eddie Plank, 140 wins, 1,826 innings, 904 strikeouts. Epi Rixey, 76 wins, 1,318 innings, 581 strikeouts. You know who did some pitching in the 1910 through 1919? A guy named Babe Ruth. 94 wins, 1,221 innings, 488 strikeouts. I just put him in there. It's Hall of Fame. Ed Walsh, 87 wins, 1,319 innings, 835 strikeouts. And then Cy Young just finishing up, 14 wins, 289 innings, 113 strikeouts. So what do you think? Best pitcher from 1910 to 1919, Walter Johnson, 265 wins, 3,425 innings, and 2,219 strikeouts. So, what do you think of my series here? Takes a while to get the stats accumulated, but it's fun. Baseball's a numbers game. Next episode will be 1920 to 1929. Who will be the best hitter? And who will be the best pitcher? Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'm out.